Chubstep.
Jrad.
Creating the oil of judgment.
Steed. Chubstep.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the king of the jungle.
He that heard the sound of thy holy trumpet and took not warning. He has clearly wandered too far from the word of God. And Cornelius, Bernard Hatcher, your hour has come. Let's get it on, big boy. It's time to get back on the path.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
And the show started.
Welcome back. We never, ever leave you. We're always
Yes.
here. There's 500 episodes. If you are feeling sad, put on 300 episodes of Chubstep and you'll still have 200 more to go.
That's right. Well, it's actually
Okay.
over 500 at this point. And I'm doing a really bad job of uploading these on time. We've actually got one in the can I got to upload right now. As I'm recording this, the egg one has not been uploaded, which is
I can guarantee that people still need to go back and listen to more.
I think there are definitely people that have heard every episode, but I guarantee you the majority of people here have not heard every episode, and every episode is worth your time.
Mm-hmm. And if you are one of the people that have listened to everyone, we're giving you a week off. We're giving you a couple days off. So it's like your little reward.
It's your vacation. Enjoy it. You don't get many of these.
Nope. And you never will. I'm doing these until I die, Jared.
Yeah.
Just so you know, until I'm dead.
Good. We'll be doing it live from your retirement home.
Yeah. It would be fun. Playing Call of
Yeah.
Duty, doing Chubstep. That's the way to retire.
That's the way to retire. Yeah. Now that we're doing big ad guys, we got ad money coming in. There might be sooner than later. The death and the retirement.
We do need to just start gambling our ad revenue.
Yeah. Little
Really
Bing
just
Bong. I
keep
do like that
going.
idea, actually, Steve.
Mhm.
Every month, whatever comes in, we put that on a bet.
Yeah.
I actually like that.
We're going to get
All right.
rich.
All right. From now on, that's what we're doing. It's the only way to make more money. We're doubling down. We're parlay
triple,
even
quadruple,
more.
10,
Yeah.
100 times in it.
I actually, speaking of gambling, I was in Las Vegas
Bing bang.
Whoa.
2 days, Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, man.
I found out about it about 5 days before I went.
Okay.
It was a work flew me there, and it was, as many days are in Las Vegas, one of the longest days of my life. I had to get up at about 3:15 Central Time for a 5:30 a.m. flight. By the time I had
Okay.
gone to bed, I had been up like 24 hours.
Yeah.
And then had to fly out the next morning.
No nap on the
Long.
plane?
I mean, yes. Was I technically sleeping on the plane a little? That's not a real sleep.
You
Like,
got a plane nap.
I mean, I kind of got a half-ass plane nap.
And then if you fall asleep at the bar, that counts.
I did not fall asleep at the bar. That's been
Oh.
good. But I did do some sports gambling while I was there. I did fall for like the promotions for the you get to like MGM and they're like, hey, spend $250 if you lose. You get it back as credits. And now that sounds decent, but
What
you
are
have to
the
realize
credits for?
you'd use it's like money that you can only use within the app.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like, okay, so I'm basically getting a free bet, right? But then you
Yeah.
realize, okay, if I lose that, then I have to use these five $50 increment bets, and they have to win in order for me to cash that out.
Yeah. Parlays, baby.
So luckily though, your boy won.
Whoa. That's
So
sick.
didn't even have to worry about it.
Damn.
Then I'm playing with house money the whole trip.
Oh, my God.
And game over. Las Vegas, they got screwed. There was a guy, he was doing this thing, Steve. This is the closest thing I've ever seen to a magician that was a dealer, which kind of scares you a little bit. This is
Yes.
a blackjack guy. He was doing this thing where he would, if you had, say you had two cards, whatever, you're like, all right, double down or whatever, right? So this dealer showing a six or something, you're like, you've got a maybe say you got a 10, right? Two fives or
Okay.
something, and
Checks
you
out.
double down. He would put the card down face down, but
Yeah.
every single time he would know what that card was. So he was so good at as he was sliding it, lifting up just enough that he could see it.
Whoa.
But like it took me so many times of watching him, and I knew he was doing it to even see how fast he was doing this.
He's
But he
up to
just liked to
something.
do that because then he would say, "Oh, you're gonna like this. You're not gonna like this. It's a
Oh
four
no.
clubs." He would like, "It's a four clubs." You're like, "That's bullshit." And then it would sure enough be a four clubs.
Oh my God.
And but then I'm like, there'd be no advantage for him. It doesn't even make any sense that he'd be cheating there for you telling you what card you have. But I watched that whole thing about how the people that cheated in that poker game, the technology behind, if you see this, like the alleged
The Chauncey
cheating,
Billups?
Chauncey Billups, alleged, poker cheating thing. The technology in that, this guy, I watched this video and this guy was showing these, glasses that can see the top of the card will show like a three.
Oh my God.
But you can't see it with normal glasses, or like there's a little app on your phone that will like tell you which card is going to win in this poker hand, like if it's going to be the middle person, the right person, the left person.
Jeez.
Like there was like a ton of this crazy technology in it, and I'm just like, this is wild that this
Yeah, you think
exists.
Vegas ain't doing that to you?
Exactly.
They're screwing you.
So yeah, it's crazy. It was a whole thing. But anyway, short little trip that I didn't expect to be happening. Went Vegas is screwed. That's why
They're
they're
screwed.
that's why they're losing money, because guys like me are going in there taking all their money.
I know. I never understand how Vegas makes any money because every time I go, I'm walking out just loaded. My pockets are loaded with money. I have to
Yeah.
go to the store and buy cargo pants just to fit more
Yes.
money inside the
Yeah.
pockets.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. What's going on with you, Steve?
Not much. I realized Bigfoot is everywhere in my life. So I ever since I moved here to the Northwest, every day I see a new like Bigfoot somewhere.
Okay.
People just love Bigfoot and he's like now he's in my head. And I'm worried when I go into the woods I may encounter the beast.
We've had Chubstep Randy on the show talking about Bigfoot. Maybe it's time we bring it back on, talk a little bit more like mythical or non-mythical creatures, really. Yeah, it's a big thing. Obviously, that's like the spot, like Canada and like Pacific Northwest. That's the spots where people tend to see a Bigfoot.
I thought it was like
Uh,
an Ohio thing. I didn't know it was up here.
but you think you're seeing it, or you just seen people that claim to see it, or like pictures of it? What do you,
Everything.
all the
Everything.
above?
Everything. I look up on,
Could it,
up at a building, there's Bigfoot.
you've talked about the amount of hipstery people, maybe homeless people that are letting their beards grow out. Could this be
Mm,
a factor here? Is that you're around an area where maybe people are hairier than,
they
say, a
are
Los
definitely
Angeles or
hairier
San
out
Diego?
here. Yeah, they tend to let themselves go. Um, Not let themselves go. I mean, I'm jealous because I don't have any hair. I
Yeah,
want some of that sweet hair. Maybe this is why Bigfoot bugs me so much. Why I got such a problem with him.
I could see that.
'Cause
Why is he taking, yeah, what's he trying to show? Like
if
yeah, I get it.
if I find Bigfoot, it's on site. I'm saying chuck these hands, Bigfoot. We're throwing down right now. And I'm either gonna be dead or I'm gonna be the guy that beat the shit out of Bigfoot and carried him back into town.
Yeah, no, I like it. Do you think that, there's certain women that are like, hey, I don't really, maybe I like a bald guy, right? I like him clean and bald, right?
Mm,
There's probably just as many women that enjoy a very hairy person, like Bigfoot would be somebody they would be aroused by, or whatever.
I don't know what's going on under the fur on the dog.
My problem with a full hair face is like it's like people that are wearing big sunglasses while doing a podcast. You can't really tell what
Hmm.
they actually look like. They could be very ugly or very attractive underneath.
Hmm. Hmm.
As I've mentioned before, probably on the show, there was one time that, it was early. This might have been high school. Where I was doing this thing. There was this girl in the parade. She had big glasses on. I thought she was cute. I go over, talk to her, get her number. Anyway, see her later. She doesn't have the glasses on. Turns out I did not think she was cute without the gigantic sunglasses on. I
Yeah, I
guess
mean,
the
at
point
that point,
is,
you got to say you're blind
yeah,
or something.
yeah,
Oh, I forgot I was blind. And
yeah,
didn't
yeah,
recall.
exactly. I can't remember what the excuse I came up with was, but it was I was no longer interested, and I had a feeling I would have the same with Bigfoot. Bigfoot, you would maybe assume the best,
Mhm.
and then one day he has to shave for a wedding or a big meeting at work or something, and then you see what he actually looks like, and he's not good looking.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a big disappointment.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, all right, then it's settled. I'm kicking
yeah. I'm just
Bigfoot's
saying,
ass.
at least be happy. Women know what they're getting with you.
Yeah, they're like, even somebody like you, a hairhead, you could have a tattoo on.
That's true. I could have something
Mm-hmm.
very bad tattooed underneath my hair,
Yeah.
and it would take me, when I have to shave or if some acid falls on my head,
Mm-hmm.
for somebody to
It
realize
would
that I have
all
a
be exposed.
very offensive tattoo on my hair,
Yeah, and
underneath my
guess
hair.
what? Not a problem with guys like me.
It's true. Nothing to hide.
Okay, we're doing okay out here
Yeah.
in the Northwest.
Okay, good. Glad to hear it.
Except I shave my armpits, and you know, nobody does out here. So I'm
Okay.
like, I'm like a little slender otter. They call me an otter.
Who
The
calls you
bars
that?
I go to, just some guys around town,
Okay.
just a couple
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
Guys at the gym. They're like, "What's up? It's the
Yeah.
otter." They go,
Yeah.
"Crawling any rocks today? Break open some shells with your tools." And I
Yeah.
go, "Come on, guys, quit messing around. We have a good time
Nice.
out here."
Nice. Okay, Steed, we got a topic here. Chubstep topic.
Okay, yeah, we do.
This is actually suggested by Chubstep Amy. I have been interested in this sort of thing. I like when somebody makes a big mistake, and it's more funny in the business world because it wasn't just one person that made the mistake. This
Mhm.
was something that multiple people thought about and approved and brainstormed, and then they bring it out to the world, and it's just like, nope, that was bad.
Everyone's like, "Why the fuck did you do that?"
Yeah. So I think that is why I wanted to, why I thought this would be interesting. So, one of the first ones, and you might have this one, but I actually brought it up as an example to you when we were talking about this, was the Harrier jet promotion in 1996 with Pepsi.
Yeah, they
So
said they were
they,
going to give a jet away.
yeah, they said they're going to give a jet away. There's actually a Netflix documentary if you want to. I've watched it if you want to learn more about this. But essentially, Pepsi was like, "Hey, look, for I think it was 7 million Pepsi points, you can get a Harrier 2 jet. Harrier jets are the ones they don't need like a runway to take off. They
They
can just
take
go
off
straight
vertically,
up
so anyone can
vertically,
drive them. You don't even need a license.
pew, take off. They're very cool. I've seen them before, air and water show. Very cool.
Whoa.
Okay, so this guy's like, Harrier jet, hell yeah, I want it. I think his name was John Leonard, if I remember right. Okay.
Whoa.
And so he's like, yeah, I want a Harrier jet. That thing's worth $34 million, $37 million. And he found out for the equivalent of $700,000, that's how much you can get 7 million Pepsi points. He goes ahead, he has to do a lot of things to kind of raise this, but he gets it, and then is like, hey, Pepsi, I would like my Harrier
I would
jet.
like my airplane.
Yeah, please give me my airplane now. I want to take it to school. And this is what they think they had in the ad is some kid taking it to school. And
Whoa.
ended up that, which I don't know how, this ended up happening just because Pepsi's got so much money, but it gets thrown out because basically they were saying this thing was so far-fetched that nobody could reasonably expect to get a jet from this.
I could.
Well, I think that was his argument. It's like you said you would do it, you could do it. And then Pepsi what they ended up doing is rerunning the ad. Instead of selling 7 million Pepsi points, they said 700 million Pepsi points, and then added a just kidding label.
Oh,
Like just to be like,
come on. You know
yeah,
what?
so
That's why I drink Coke.
exactly. Exactly. I think
I
that's
got a
why a
Diet
lot of
Coke
people
right
do.
here, right now.
Yeah, look at
Brand deal.
that. A nice
Diet Coke
little
brand deal.
Santa Claus on there.
Whoa, I didn't even realize that. Too early, Diet Coke.
Yeah,
I'm switching.
Yeah, a little early.
I'm switching to
It's
somebody else.
got to be minimum after Halloween. I mean, this is insane.
It is
But anyway,
ridiculous.
the kind of thing we're like, hey, yeah, it's cool, and then it's like end up getting sued, and it's like, no, we actually did what you said, to do, and then you're back like that. I think that's pretty shitty.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and made a bunch of news, the bad look for bad PR.
I think, nowadays Pepsi would have gotten railroaded in court.
I think it would have been way worse. I agree, because I think it would be with social media. It would be way worse now, I think.
Yeah, judges are kind of pussies now.
Yes.
Can't do shit.
Yeah.
They're not in Pepsi's pocket.
Yep.
Wow.
Is there one you want to get to?
Yes, I have 20.
Okay.
Okay. So one that I really liked was the product failure. That this wasn't just a few people come together. This was like thousands. Google Glass.
Oh, I think my dad had one of these through work.
Well,
I think he gave it to Big Money
through
Banks.
work.
I think he gave it to Big Money Banks. I think Big Money Banks has a Google Glass.
Yeah, so instead of like a low-key sunglasses or something, they put like a Tron visor across one eye and made you look like a fucking Robo Man. The dumbest thing in the world. I guess it did not work like at all. The camera was kind of shitty. Everybody that saw him was like, this guy's recording me. What's this guy doing? What's this creep doing?
Come on, Steed. Look at that. That's the future.
Where'd it go? No. It's so stupid.
He's hacking. I'm hacking.
Yeah, you just hack
Look
the
at this.
web.
Look at this smoke show doing this.
I mean, all right.
Look, all the most attractive girls are using Google Glass.
You have the whole headband. If I had normal glasses, oh no, this guy does have glasses on too. Yeah, I guess you can't incorporate it. It was just like a laser beam that you put on your head.
Yeah, it looks like something from Star Trek.
Yeah. And let's see. People hated it so much. It lost Google over $1 billion because they thought people wanted to look like a sci-fi guy in 2013.
Well, it's crazy because it seems like it's actually fairly far ahead of like now Meta's doing these like Oakley glasses, Ray-Ban
that
ones.
look like normal glasses.
But they look like normal glasses. But I'm saying like the fact that they were incorporating technology into a glass, it was ahead of its time. They just didn't do it the right way. Obviously.
They did it. The technology was not there.
Yeah. And then,
I don't think they could even do anything cool.
Well, that's the question. I don't know. It doesn't seem like they could. Otherwise, it probably would have stuck around. It shows you the weather. I see one guy looking at the weather.
Yeah. He's outside. He's looking at the weather like, oh, it's raining. Oh, shit.
Yeah, and like now it's perfect because you have the Meta glasses where you've got some weird guy that's always trying to hit on girls at the street and doing a really poor job at it, and they don't know they're being recorded.
I've never seen a Google glasses or Meta Facebook ones. I think I'm gonna smash them if I see them.
I've never seen one where I'm like, that's a great video. I'm glad this guy was recording this.
Yeah, and like, if you're recording me, be a man about it. I want an old studio camera that you carry on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, be a man.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. Here's one. I mean, these are just kind of back to back. These are both Netflix related. So obviously one of the big ones is Netflix or Blockbuster not buying Netflix for $50 million. A lot of people kind of know that one.
Yeah.
Blockbuster, they did pretty poorly after that. And Netflix is still around doing very well. But on top of that, Netflix actually had a point. So Netflix, do you remember they started off doing DVD, mailing out DVDs?
Yeah, they mail them.
So at one point, 2011, they started a thing called Quickster, which was supposed to be, they would separate out the online thing from the DVD sales. And then they raised prices by 60%, split these into two separate companies. And then apparently 600,000 people canceled Netflix in a matter of weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then, of course, they stopped it within a very short amount of time and just canceled Quickster or whatever that was. And then, Netflix
600,000 people canceling. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, they said stock plunged roughly 50%
Whoa.
in a short amount of time. Obviously now it's, a billion times more than it was at that time. But,
Ouch.
at the time when the company wasn't as big, that's a big deal.
Ouchie.
Yeah. Quickster, bad idea.
But I'm about to do a double axle into a sow cow and finish with a sweet little camel toe.
You mean camel spin?
I've heard it both ways.
You could try selling a juicing machine, at-home juicing machine. This lovely product was called Juicero. This came out in 2016. It was at-home cold press juicing system.
Yes,
Have Wi-Fi.
I know about this. Yeah,
you know about this?
Yeah, I do.
It was $700 to start. All people had to do was put their little packet into the juice pressing machine, and then it would give you a cold, fresh pressed glass of juice. And people found out that you could just open the bag that they gave you and squeeze it into a cup, and it did everything that the Juicero did. That cost $700. So then, after a few months, they reduced it to $400. Then somebody, came out and said this thing sucks. It got a bunch of bad press, and they just took it off the market and started giving people freaking refunds.
Yeah.
I don't know how much money they lost.
Yeah, I've heard this used as an examples in like business type, conversations and classes and things like that before. It's just like an absolute, like just way overthought it.
Yeah.
Just overcomplicated it, over too expensive.
It started as a good idea. Yeah, at home cold press juicing. Cool.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, tech bros got in there.
Yeah.
Like trying to make a product that costs $700 or something for rich people juice.
And, Damn. And juices, like those kind of cold pressed juices are stupidly expensive always. Whenever you're like going to a place, right? It's always you go to some juice bar or something that is stupidly expensive. But you still have to pay for like all the packets and everything. It's not like those were free along with your $700 juicer. So
yeah, the juice packets that they were selling cost 99 cents.
Yeah.
And then you could just dispense those for free. You just had to pay the $700 extra price. Fucking crazy.
Here's another food one. The Wow chips. You know about Wow chips?
Barely.
I'll share a quick pick.
And this one's also hilarious.
You know about, yeah, you know the story?
Yeah.
This is why I see this picture of these people doing this. So Wow chips, basically fat-free, potato chip. They had versions of them, I think, Doritos, and it was a Frito-Lay product. And turns out that the fat-free substitute they're using called Olestra. They would eat these chips. They would have anal leakage.
Oof.
That was started being reporting so much that they actually had to add a warning to the bags.
I mean, you can't just be...
I'm sure they phrase it a little differently.
You can't just be chucking the warning on food like, hey, by the way, you got to pull the food.
Yeah, so they pulled it. They pulled it eventually. It's actually a lot longer than I would have thought. But didn't really think about it didn't do the full test or whatever, right? Or maybe they thought it wasn't going to be a big deal. But I feel like anybody that's going to experience any sort of thing like that reaction to a chip, something that should be pretty harmless to the body.
Yeah.
As far as, short-term health things, like long-term, probably don't need a ton of chips, but like you shouldn't be causing.
Don't go back to that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow chips, bad publicity, bad reaction to people's bodies too. So
yeah, we'll try fat-free chips some other way. We'll get there. Okay, I got another food thing.
Okay.
1964. This one brings it back.
Okay. I don't have anything this far back, so I like this.
Okay, it was called Ready Bacon.
So
you've heard of Ready Whip?
Yes.
They put the whipped cream in the can. That was their thing.
Yeah.
So they're like, what else can we make ready? I think they had like Ready Cheese, and they're like, what about Ready Bacon?
Yeah.
So they put some bacon, pre-cooked strips of bacon wrapped in foil and in a paper pad, and they're like, hey, just chuck this in the toaster for 90 seconds. Bam, Ready Bacon. It's quick. Everything's going great until bacon grease starts flying all up in the toaster. Starting fires, making a giant mess, smoking out houses, and the product is killed. We'll never have bacon readily available as fast ever.
Well, Michael. Okay, so here's an ad for Ready REDDI bacon.
Yeah, ready bacon. It's ready.
Why? So I just presumably they tested this.
I think it was in test markets, like they were selling it, and then people started having all these problems. I don't. Maybe they had some clean toaster.
Yeah.
Or something.
And the difference is when most people's
an industrial toaster.
Most people's toasters are gonna have a bunch of crumbs at the bottom or things like that.
1964, people are dumb too. They don't know what's going on.
It's true.
Okay, we hadn't been to the moon yet. Nobody's thinking scientifically.
Yeah, I mean, I like these ones where people are like, I want to see if I can make can I sous vide chicken in my dishwasher? I feel like it was the same sort of person that's like, I'm going to cook bacon in my toaster. How many things can I cook in there?
I need things fast. I need my food fast. And I'm sitting here like, just go to Trader Joe's, man. They got a lot of stuff.
I know they have the microwave bacon, which I don't know. I just make the bacon. I just
You microwave any bacon.
I know, but they have the ones that are like the pre-cooked, fully cooked, and you just heat them up bacons.
Yeah, those things suck.
I just like the just old school bacon. Throw it in the
old
oven,
school bacon.
Sheet pan,
microwave,
400 degrees,
20 minutes.
I do, yeah, 20 minutes,
maybe 18.
Yeah,
depends on the thickness. Okay,
yeah, it does depend on the thickness. Yes, that's a good point, Steve. Thank you. Okay, this is a good one. This is, I think, the worst one. This is my last major one because it's the worst. They have 2 free flights if you spent over $100 on Hoover appliances. So I think at the time they were making appliances, and then also obviously their vacuum is what they're most known for now.
2 free flights to America.
Well, it ended up going there. So when you spend $100 or more on any Hoover product, so it started initially, this is in, Hoover UK, and it started with just kind of local flights, right? And you had to go through kind of a process where it'd be like, you had to like send something in, and then it was like this back and forth thing. So it's kind of a hassle to do this, right? I think, okay, so here's how it worked. You'd send in your receipt and your proof of purchase, and your applications, we had to do it within 14 days of the thing. They would send you a registration form. You had 14 days to send it back. Then they would send you a travel voucher, and the customer has 30 days to select 3 departure. They had to select 3 options of what they would do. And then Hoover gets to basically pick or reject which ones they're talking about. And then, they could go back and like resubmit. So they have these like short timelines, right? And this is the mail system. So there's a lot of ways that people kind of mess this up. So that was part of it, right? So initially it was just kind of local things. But then somebody's like, hey, this is doing pretty good. How about we make, expand it, right? Let's go make this somebody can even fly to America. Well, here's the problem, Steed. Hoover received 300,000 claims at that point.
Oh my God.
So round trip, 600,000 flights. So somebody did the math here. $119, 119 euros on a vacuum.
Yeah.
A lot of times they're only profiting about 30 euro per vacuum. Where, this flight is going to cost them about 600 euros. 600? It could be round trip if you're going to the US. You remember flying was a lot more expensive back in the day. Anyway, here's the point.
Wow.
The profit ratio of what you're making back at the thing versus how much you have to pay in the airline ticket does not work if people are only buying just over $100, which is basically what happened. So they were thinking like, okay, if you put $100 minimum, people spend $700-800 on Hoover things. No, people were seeing this promotion and be like, what can I get that's just barely over $100? And then I'm going to use these, free flights. And so what ended up happening is, they were losing money on every one of these sales because they had to buy all these things. So then they stop. Like they're not like, hey, we're not giving anybody these, right? Like they kind of realized they fucked up, and they're like, we're just not going to do that. And then they like their reputation starts going down the drain. And this is before social media, but there's news coverage, there's all this kind of stuff. It ends up basically tanking Hoover UK. Yeah, at the end of 1983, Hoover reported $23 million in losses on $390 million in sales.
Wow.
80% of the losses were credited to Hoover Europe, losing all this money because of,
Somebody didn't know math.
yes, they basically didn't do the math. They didn't think it'd be. And then anyway, 2 years later, Hoover Europe gets sold to Italian compliance company, no, Italian appliance company. So this basically tanked Hoover Europe, and then it got sold off 2 years later.
Good for Hoover.
There's always time. One last kiss.
Okay, this one's fun. This is not a product, but a movie.
Oh,
I'm sure there's a ton of movies that have
well,
lost
yeah,
money,
we could do a whole thing on movies for sure.
but this is one of them. Space Jam: New Legacy. Did you see this?
No, I refused to watch it because I'm not a big LeBron fan,
Okay.
and I felt like I couldn't do that to my childhood of loving the original Space Jam.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen the original.
That cannot be true.
I know, like, there's a scene where he goes in the hole and I think Bill Murray's there.
Oh my God.
But I
Oh my
like
God.
LeBron James. He's awesome at basketball. I did not see this movie though.
You just like him because he's bald.
I no, I like him because he's 6'9", but looks like he's 5'6".
Because
He's
everybody's
just
so tall in the NBA.
no, because he's just so yoked and like I mean, it's just like he doesn't look like a classic tall guy. He's like he's
All
an
right,
athletic
all right.
freak. He could have been in the Mass Monster competition if he really wanted to. Mass Monster, Mr. Olympia, from a few weeks ago. But yeah, Space Jam starring LeBron James. I don't know. Apparently his son got kidnapped, and then he had to win the basketball game with Bugs Bunny. Apparently LeBron James is not a lead actor. Shocking that somebody who's never acted before can't be a good actor. Anyways, film goes on to lose $163 million. And that's a lot. That's
a lot. Michael Jordan was the main actor in the first one, though, Steve.
yeah, but he'd done some other stuff.
Not really.
Well, he was a two-sport athlete. Like
That's
baseball.
true. And they should
And,
talk
you know,
about it
he
in
had-
Space Jam. If you had seen it, you would know that.
Because he was gambling, right? That's why he had to leave the league.
People think that. People think that.
Yeah. So I'm sure that something was up there where he always, when he's gambling, he's acting at the poker tables.
Oh, true. That's a good point. That's
Yeah.
a very good point. Yes, it's like I don't know why this did so poorly because it seems like a lot of other reboots or things or sequels do fairly okay. But I knew right away. I was like, I'm never going to watch that.
Damn.
Sarate.
I did something, Steed, that shocked myself today.
Whoa.
If you had asked Jrad of 2000 if he would ever done this, I would have said no. I gave not even the newest Downton Abbey movie. I haven't seen it, but the one that came out about 3 years ago. I gave it a 5 stars out of 5 stars on Letterboxd.
I don't know what Letterboxd is.
Exactly. It's a movie rating app.
Whoa.
Um,
Downton Abbey?
yeah.
The fuck is that?
So stupid. But it's a whole TV show, and I watched it, and I liked it. I actually ended up really enjoying it. And then it's about like rich English people in like the 1920s. And then you're
Is
looking
it a
up.
movie?
There was a TV show, and then they've done now 3 movies. The second movie, Steve, I was laughing, I was crying in this movie. And I'm like, this is crazy how good this is. Now, without context of the previous TV show or movie, it would be terrible. But with the context of everything behind it, I thought it was an incredible movie. This is completely unrelated to a failing thing. I just had to say that. I had to admit it in case people are following me on Letterboxd and are wondering why I did that.
I didn't even know that this was a thing. I did not know there was British people.
I remember seeing an ad for like the 2019 movie about them just freaking out that the king and queen are visiting and just laughing at how stupid this sounded. And then now I've seen it all and I was gave it a 5 stars. That's where I'm at, Steve, in my life. Okay.
What other things have you rated 5 stars?
Not that many things. That's why I'm saying this. Not that many
Okay,
things.
can you send me your letterbox deeds? We'll go through it next week.
Okay. Yes. We did this oh my God. I don't know. Chubstep. I don't even know what we've had about. He's been on the show a long time ago. JB, Chubstep Justin. I was at a bachelor party with him, and the whole time all we were doing was going through his letterbox ratings. Me and Chubstep Nava, and going through them, just like bashing him, like, "Oh, you gave this a 2 stars. This is an amazing movie," or like, "You think that was good? That movie sucked." And like we're just going through it, just bashing him, bashing him, bashing him. The problem is, Steve, you haven't seen enough of these movies to give you a fair fight, but I think it would be fair
but
from.
you tell me the movie first, and then I'll give you my rating.
Okay.
And then we'll see if it matches up.
We'll do that on a future one. I'll let you get back to another debacle if you want.
Okay, let me see how many more debacles I got. This one's fun. Remember the Galaxy Note 7? Which you probably owned because you were an Android guy. This was a phone from Samsung.
Yes. Was that the massive one?
It was a big phone, I think. But this is the one that kept fucking lighting on fire and exploding.
Oh yeah, I definitely know this one. Yeah. No, I 100% remember this. Yeah, just one that's I mean that's huge. It is a huge phone if I remember right.
It was this big phone. It kept like burning people's legs and stuff, and like it got to the point where the Department of Transportation made it illegal to bring that phone on a flight.
I love that. Here's
they were just exploding.
Like picture of exploding batteries. Yeah.
The batteries would just explode, and whatever, they were like, you can't bring this on a flight, so you just can't own the phone in the United States unless you're
hilarious
weirdo. Then they do some recall, suspend it, and they lost billions of dollars. Let me see if I can get a number. Billions. Don't have the billions. It's somewhere. It's a lot. Billions of dollars. Samsung on this stupid phone.
And what do you need the stylus for?
The stylus is bullshit. You've got 10 of them on your hand.
Yeah. No, I remember that one. I remember this whole thing. The Chevy Bolt is like that. Now I see the
Chevy Bolt
in many parking garage where they're like, you can't park a Chevy Bolt in here because it's going to explode.
The Volt or the Bolt?
I think it's a Chevy Bolt.
Well, there was a Chevy Volt.
No, there's both. There's a Chevy Volt, which is the all electric one. The Bolt looks like a piece of shit. I'll show you this one.
Okay, because the Volt also lost $10 billion for Chevy.
This is the Bolt.
The Bolt?
BOLT.
Why would they take one of their failed cars and just change one letter?
I don't know.
That thing sucks.
I'm saying it looks terrible. It's a
like
terrible
that belongs
car.
in Europe.
Yeah,
it's a European piece of shit car.
Yeah.
Chevy Bolt exploding.
There's just all these things of this. Yeah, Chevy recalls. I mean, there's all these things about. I like literally in my parking garage where I park my car said no Chevy Bolt inside.
Wow. Discrimination.
Like Tesla literally had one car picked out. Yeah.
Damn.
That's a good one, dude.
Good for Chevy. Yeah, and then their Volt did lose $10 billion. So Chevy needs to stop making electric cars.
Actually, side note, I rented one of the Chevy Equinox EV as a rental car, and I loved it. I was obsessed with it. Yes.
Okay,
so I like
maybe
the
they got
Equinox
some
EV.
New technology.
Okay, here's a little spending spree that almost hurt some people. It actually worked out for him long term, but short term. This couple guy, he had written the movie Good Will Hunting with one of his buddies, and I got $600,000 for doing that. And it's like, all right, we're good, we're set for life. Buys a Jeep Cherokee. Like
hell yeah.
Gets a $500,000 per month party house. Anyway, 6 months, guy's broke.
Jesus Christ.
That man was Ben Affleck. Obviously, turns out he was okay. He probably wasn't broke. He was just like the vast majority of the money gone. Got his first kind of major payday and spent it all. But it ended up he's fine now. But
turns out he's fine.
Turns out he's fine. But I had to throw Ben Affleck in there.
Here's the thing: I'll punch a baby when nobody's looking, just to establish my lifelong dominance over that child. Well, they cry all the time, right?
Yeah.
How are they going to know it's from just a little punch in the eye?
I'll give some honorable mentions.
Okay, I like it.
Okay, the Sega Dreamcast.
Yeah.
This gaming thing, it lost $200 million because the PlayStation 2 came out right after it. Like right at the same time, and the PS2 was just, anything about games, it was way better. Segway, the scooter of the future, they lost $75 million.
Which is crazy because I see people on Segways are still used, kind of like
by cops at the fucking
pub or mall cop, and then tours. That's really the only people that have them. Yeah.
Well, that's not enough to sustain Segway's company. Yeah, okay, the Zune, Microsoft Zune. This was a $300 million loss.
Oh, Chubstep Jeff had one of these.
Yep.
I remember we used to give him shit in high school because he had a Zune. Everybody,
Yeah, everybody had iPods. Zunes, I don't know why, you're just a fucking nerd if you had one. So that was a $300 million bill for being a nerd, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, what else we got here? New Coke. This was a massive PR disaster. There's no real loss, but it was tens of millions of dollars in loss of revenue. They changed their formula. Everybody hated it.
Yes.
Because of one taste test where people said they liked Pepsi better because it was sweeter. So then Coke's like, oh my, we better change it. Oh man. And I have a grandpa. He used to drink Coke, never bought Coke again for like 50 years. Because they changed their formula. Yeah.
Wow.
They changed their formula, and he was like, I'm drinking Pepsi. Every time I went to his house, it was Pepsi. He'd never buy Coke. I like Coke.
Wow.
I wouldn't buy it. Yeah, it was just, ridiculous. They lost out on hundreds of dollars on that one customer. But,
yes.
I'm sure he wasn't the only one.
Yes.
And then, okay, let's see, one more. Harley Davidson made a perfume. And apparently the women that, would buy a Harley Davidson perfume don't wear perfume. And they lost millions of dollars in the 1990s.
Yes, that's fair. Because I know there's like Ferrari makes like colognes or things like that.
Yeah,
but,
that's high class.
That's high class.
You think a Harley Davidson girl is out there like, I want to smell like freaking, I don't know what. It said smells like the open road. I don't know. Was the tagline.
Open road.
So it's bugs. I don't know. Whatever it is.
You smell like the sweaty man that you're holding on to, but I guess, there's plenty of, or just if you're driving it by yourself, then you are, exhaust.
Wind? Just wind?
Wind. Wind smell.
Yeah, it smells like wind. Okay.
Yeah. Those are some failed things. If you have other ones that you like, email the show, chubstep.podcast@gmail.com. Because there's we could have kept going on with this forever. At some point, you just got to stop. Because turns out people make mistakes all the time.
I got plenty.
Do you want to do one more? Or are you done?
No, I deleted them off my computer.
Oh, good. Thank God.
We're done. Once the Chubstep episode's done, it gets wiped.
Yes, never to be heard from again.
Nope, I don't even remember.
Don't forget about this, Steed. It's not a failed business venture. Listen to this. Jrad Z50, 50% off for new customers. Vita Coco.
Whoa.
That's something you won't regret. Jrad Z50. Check us out. Chubstep Podcast, gmail.com. That's where you email us. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to stuff. Again, sometimes there's delays, things like it'll get uploaded eventually. It's there.
Yeah, just keep refreshing.
Keep refreshing every couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Press a play, refresh, all that kind of stuff.
You can email the show and Jared will tell you when it's coming out. Maybe he'll send it to you first.
Yes, I can do that. If you email,
he'd send you the unedited version. Ooh, insider access.
That would be rough sometimes.
When you're gone. Yeah, that's the only time it gets crazy.
No,
actually, Christmas is coming up, so Santa might be coming back on the show.
Oh yeah,
people
do need
only to Patreon subscribers.
Oh my God, we do need one good Santa episode. Maybe his lover Easter Bunny will make an appearance.
I hope not. I did not like the Easter Bunny.
All right. Well, wrap it up there. The show has ended. Be gone.
Now you got to go.
Peace. This is Yasin.